Okay, imagine picking up a Lego X-Wing. No wires, no visible batteries, no phone anywhere near it. But the moment you tilt it, engine sounds roar from inside the brick. LEDs glow. When Darth Vader's TIE fighter gets close, the music shifts to the Imperial March. This is Lego's Smart Brick, and today we're breaking down exactly how a chip smaller than a Lego stud makes all of this possible. Chapter 1. What's inside the Smart Brick? So let's start with what's actually happening here. At CES 2026, LEGO unveiled something they're calling Smart Play. It's the biggest change to their building system since the Minifigure debuted back in 1978. And the heart of it all is a standard-looking 2x4 brick that's anything but standard inside. There's a custom chip in there measuring just 4.1 millimeters in diameter. For reference, a regular Lego stud is 4.8 millimeters. The chip is literally smaller than the bumps you snap together. That tiny piece of silicone runs something Lego calls the play engine. It interprets motion, orientation, and magnetic fields in real time. The brick also packs in sensors, an accelerometer, light and color detection, a sound sensor, and a miniature speaker. Oh, and copper coils for both wireless charging and detecting nearby smart bricks. 25 patents went into this thing. It's basically a computer that disappears into plastic. And the best part? There's no power button, no screen, and no setup required. The brick just wakes up when you interact with it. That's the magic moment LEGO designed for. Chapter 2. ASIC versus CPU. Now, here's where things get a bit technical, but stick with me. The chip inside the smart brick is something called an ASIC. That stands for Application-Specific Integrated Circuit. Think of a regular CPU, like the one in your laptop, as a Swiss Army knife. It can do a ton of different things reasonably well. An ASIC is more like a surgical scalpel. It does one specific job with incredible precision and efficiency. LEGO didn't need a Swiss Army knife crammed into a brick. They needed something tiny, power-efficient, and laser-focused on sensing position, generating sounds, and communicating with tags. A general-purpose processor would have been too big, too power-hungry, and honestly overkill. By designing their own custom silicon, LEGO got a chip that sips power and fits in a tiny space. It does exactly what's needed for interactive play. The trade-off? ASICs cost a fortune to develop because you're basically inventing new hardware from scratch. But once you're producing millions of them, the cost per chip drops. That's why this took nearly a decade to bring to market. Custom silicon isn't something you rush. Chapter 3. BrickNet Mesh Networking. Alright, next up is how these bricks actually talk to each other. LEGO built a wireless system called BrickNet. It's based on Bluetooth mesh technology. Think of it like a walkie-talkie network for Legos. Each brick can hear and talk to nearby bricks. Messages jump from brick to brick like a game of telephone. But here's the twist. There's no internet required, no Wi-Fi, no app, no central hub controlling everything. The bricks organize themselves into a self-managing network. They use something called Neighbor Position Measurement, or NPM. This lets each brick sense the distance, direction, and orientation of other smart bricks nearby. So, when you're staging a lightsaber duel between Luke and Vader, the system knows what's happening. It tracks which minifigure is approaching, which one is retreating, and where each brick sits in 3D space. All of this communication is encrypted too. LEGO emphasized privacy throughout their CES presentation. There's no cloud connectivity, no voice recording, and no camera. The radio link is secure. Firmware updates only happen through an optional companion app when you choose to connect. If this is making sense so far, I'm going to be posting a lot more content like this. I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe. Thanks. Anyway, back to the smart brick. Chapter 4. Sensors and Detection. So, how does the brick know when you're flying the X-Wing versus when it's just sitting on a shelf? That's where the sensor suite comes in. The accelerometer detects motion, tilt, shaking, and orientation in 3D space. When you tilt the X-Wing nose up, the engine sounds change because the brick knows you're climbing. Flip it upside down, and you get a crash effect. Shake it rapidly, and you'll hear turbulence. Keep it still, and it plays ambient idle sounds. Beyond the accelerometer, there's a light sensor that detects ambient lighting conditions. The brick might behave differently in a dark room versus a bright one. There's also a color sensor that can identify nearby colored elements. And here's an important privacy note. The sound sensor inside the brick is not a microphone that records you. LEGO was very clear about this. It functions only as a virtual button that detects whether there's loud sound or not. It's the difference between recording a conversation and just knowing whether a room is noisy. Now, the really clever part is how the brick identifies smart tags and smart minifigures. Each 2x2 studless tile tag carries a unique digital ID. The brick reads it through near-field magnetic communication. It's similar to contactless payment tech, but engineered for toy-grade safety. When you attach a smart tag to the brick, it tells the brick what kind of object it should become. An X-Wing tag makes the brick act like an X-Wing. A TIE Fighter tag gives you TIE Fighter sounds. Same brick, completely different personality. Chapter 5. Wireless charging. Now, let's talk about how this thing stays charged. The smart brick uses inductive charging. It's the same technology in your electric toothbrush or wireless phone charger. Inside the brick are copper coils. When you place the brick on the included yellow charging dock, the dock creates an alternating magnetic field. That field passes through the coils in the brick and generates an electric current. This charges the internal battery. No plugging in, no exposed contacts, no ports for dirt or water to get inside. You just set the brick down and it charges. The cool thing is that these copper coils serve double duty. They handle both charging and communication. The same coils that receive power also detect the proximity of other smart bricks. They read the digital IDs from smart tags and minifigures too. It's elegant engineering. The concept actually dates back to Nikola Tesla in the late 1800s. But it's taken until now for it to be miniaturized enough to fit inside a toy brick. Chapter 6. Offline first design. Here's where LEGO made a choice that really matters for parents. The smart brick is designed to work completely offline. No Wi-Fi setup, no app download, no account creation. You open the box, you build, you play. That's it. Most smart toys today are like goldfish. They die if you take away their Wi-Fi. Smart bricks are more like hamsters. They work anywhere, anytime, without asking for permission. Back in 2017, LEGO's research found that kids wanted toys that responded to their actions. They wanted to play with friends. They wanted experiences that evolved over time, but kids didn't want screens getting in the way. So LEGO challenged themselves to make the technology invisible. When you pick up a smart brick, it feels like a normal brick, but it reacts spontaneously and accurately to how you play. There's no camera watching you, no microphone recording you, and no data being sent to the cloud. The companion app exists only for optional firmware updates. LEGO's chief product officer put it best. They wanted to enhance the magic of LEGO without pulling kids into digital worlds. Chapter 7. Future implications. And finally, let's talk about where this goes from here. LEGO has said they plan to expand Smart Play beyond Star Wars. City and Technic themes are on the roadmap. The system uses downloadable personalities through smart tags and real-time audio synthesis. This means LEGO can add new sounds and behaviors without shipping new hardware. The 3 launch sets start with Darth Vader's TIE Fighter at $70 with 473 pieces. Next is Luke's Red 5 X-Wing at $100 with 584 pieces. The big one is Throne Room Duel and A-Wing at $160 with 962 pieces. Pre-orders open January 9th, 2026, and they ship March 1st. LEGO is calling this the biggest change to their system since the minifigure launched in 1978. And that's not just marketing fluff. The minifigure didn't just add characters to LEGO. It transformed how people played. Over 8 billion minifigures have been produced since then. If Smart Play catches on the same way, we could see billions of bricks that sense, react, and respond. In 1978, LEGO gave their world people. In 2026, they're giving it a heartbeat. So there you have it. A 4.1 millimeter chip smaller than a stud. A mesh network that lets bricks talk without the internet. LEGO just reinvented what a plastic brick can do. If this video helped you understand the tech, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments whether you're picking up one of these Star Wars sets in March. I'll catch you in the next one.